to this episode of Mind Matters. This is episode 10 already. Holy crap. Today I have the great pleasure of talking to a good friend of mine who I caught up with just last year and have found out exactly what he's been up to the last, 7 or 8 years since we last caught up. His name is Marcel van der Wal. He is originally from the Netherlands, grew up there until he decided he wanted to expand his horizons and emigrated to Canada. And it was in Canada, he had a very serious work-related accident that almost cost his life. And when he went back to work, he couldn't believe that nothing had changed. Nothing had been put into place to prevent it happening again. So he decided that this was where he needed to go. So he went off and studied safety to a very high degree, literally. And after graduating, he was very quickly picked up by a mining contractor in Canada, and his career took off from there. Along the way, he became a firefighter in Alberta to broaden his skills, and also because he wanted to give something back to the community. Marcel runs an international safety and coaching consultancy. He's based in Mexico and has offices and projects in Central and South America, Europe, and the Caribbean now. I'll let Marcel fill you in on the rest of the details. His story is very interesting. There's a lot to glean from what he says and what he talks about, and it's just very evident the passion that he has, which is very contagious for what he does for a living. He has a real mission set for himself, and I hope you enjoy watching this as much as I enjoyed talking to Marcel. So good morning, Marcel. Thank you for kindly agreeing to talk to me today, because I know you've got a hell of a story in your life, and I don't know all of it yet. I know bits and pieces of it, so I'm very curious and excited to hear what the bits that I've missed out on so far.
Well, I can start really quick with I'm a Dutch Canadian living in Mexico, meaning I was born in the Netherlands, and at a certain age I left the Netherlands to go find fame and fortune in other places in the world. Ended up in Canada, converted myself to a Canadian, lived there for 12 years, got married there, had 2 children. At some point that all fell apart. And at that time, I was working with a Canadian company who sent me to Mexico. And I've never left Mexico since. Been all over the world, but Mexico seems for me the place to be. And that's in a nutshell, a little bit my story. I have specialized myself as a safety consultant. I have been doing safety for more than 20 years. I entered in that branch or in that industry because I had a work-related accident myself that almost cost me my life. When I came back to the workplace, nothing seemed to be done about the situation, waiting for it to happen again. And I thought, I'm the last one that actually was injured in this particular location. So after a lot of battle with the owner of the company, they put some guards there, they fixed the situation. And as soon as it was fixed, I gave up my job and went back to university to learn everything there is about safety. Also, when I was standing there bleeding from a multiplicity of wounds on my body, there came the ambulance, the emergency services. So shortly after I came out of university, I also joined the Millet Fire Department and became a firefighter, EMR, emergency medical responder, just because of the accident that I had.
Yeah.
There's so much grief, so much going on mentally, not only physically, but on your mind. It takes such a huge toll, and we're actually not standing still enough by what situations in our life do to ourselves. If we're not on top of these situations and really start giving it a quick look over, we're going to make decisions later on in life based on the experiences that we had. And those decisions are not always the best decisions to take. And again, I speak from experience.
Yes.
So from my experience, I started developing new safety processes that also address the mind, people's minds. I don't need to come into anybody's workplace and say you're using the wrong tools, because everybody works with what they have. But if we can enter in their minds and replace that chip that they have there, they actually become conscious of the tools they have and start using them in the appropriate ways. And there lies the whole difference. Um, on the other side, the whole experience of being traumatized by certain events, we become cranky, we become more aggressive. There's so many things that it does to us. Besides that, I had the experiences with the fire department there in Canada. I've seen so much disaster, charcoal bodies,
Yeah.
people died in accidents, so much blood and gory things. Even that has an impact on your mental state, that if we're not aware of that, it really truly impacts our well-being in a negative way. And I think for that, we need to give a lot of attention to our mental well-being, because if our mental well-being is not right, we start physically feeling that. So the stronger the mind is, the less susceptible we are towards illnesses and other things.
Yes. So was it your accident that the incident that you had personally that started that shift in the way you looked at things and thought about things, or was it the things that you'd seen happen to other people as well, or was it a combination?
It's a combination of all of the above. I grew up. My father had a tow truck company, so from a small kid, I was involved in that kind of things, because the only time to spend with dad was on the crane, on the tow truck. So I've seen from a young age a lot of strange things, bloody things, disasters, you name it, I've seen it. But when you are in a situation like that yourself, you really start to give your head a shake and say, what could I have done different? Why did I choose to follow this route in order to get my work done?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are just on autopilot. We know we have to get the job done, we have to get to work, we have to get up in the morning, we have to pack a lunch, and at the end of the day, we're going back home. But I don't think anybody really stands still for a moment by, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Am I doing this in the correct way? So it doesn't matter what tools you have, what processes you have, what procedures you have, as long as you follow them and understand what you're doing and look for opportunities to do it better, then we're gaining. But the majority of the people, in my experience, I've worked with several companies on their safety processes, and we're not there. We're not there yet. Mentally, uh, it, some companies even say, it's not important to us. Safety
Yeah.
costs money. Well, safety, what I do, I've developed a safety coaching process, where I really work with people's minds in order to work safe with the tools they have. And then people say, wow, I never thought about it that way. So it's usually important that we look inside between our ears, what's
Yeah.
going on there and why is it going there. And it's not only for ourselves. The impact that what we do, the choices we make, whether we do it safe or unsafe, and the consequences thereof, that determines also in our environment how people have to cope with that. Imagine laying in the hospital, wrapped up like a mummy from all the wounds that are leaking blood, and then your family walks in the hospital and they see you like that, laying on
Yep.
the hospital bed. So whatever we do also has an impact on those surrounding us. Now, not every unsafe situation turns into an accident, but nobody thinks what are the consequences. Just at the end of the process, I should have, I could have, I would have,
Yeah.
but then it's usually too late. So the healthier our mind is, the more we are consciously busy with how we're doing things, why we're doing things, and is there a better way of doing it, we'll still be seeing a lot of this happening around the world. If you know the International Labor Organization, every year they do an investigation on accidents around the world,
Okay.
work-related accidents. They determined that there's still 340 million labor accidents happening around the globe every year. 340 million.
Oh man.
160 million work-related illnesses. So that's 500 million cases that we still need to solve one way or another. And if you look at the stats that they have compiled in regards to fatal accidents, I can tell you every 11 seconds, somebody dies from a work-related accident somewhere around the world. So those are incredible stats. And that's not only because we're doing things wrong, but we're not thinking about it. Our mind needs to steer us in the right direction. And once we get a grip on that, we're okay. And you see that all around. You have life coaching, make better life choices. We have odontology coaching. We have business coaching. We have organizational coaching.
Yeah.
Everybody in one way or another is busy with helping people regain a new focus on how to make better decisions in life. And that is the key. I've also looked at the immediate care process. A lot of people have traumas in their life. You can see it now. We have COVID. Many people have died. We have a war going on. People have family members that have been in accidents. So a lot of people around the globe deal with trauma. That is your mental state. And that's going to determine what decisions you're going to make. Which direction are you going to go? And I think with the whole coaching process and things like that, as well as the immediate care process from yourself, those are things that the world needs to get to know about. That should not be sitting somewhere on a shelf collecting dust. People need to be able to deal with traumas appropriately. They need to have some guidance in how we're going to attack life and get the best out of it. I call it the quality of life that we're after. And
Oh yeah.
that also determines how we're dealing with people around us. I've been in several places around the world where I don't see people smile anymore. I see couples walking by, they're not holding hands anymore, they're not even paying attention. Everybody is in their own little mental world, dealing with the problems that they have or their sorrows that they have.
Yes.
But as a human being, we're a herd animal. We like to belong to groups. That's why we have sports clubs, we have book clubs, we have, well, you name it, all kinds of clubs. We need to take advantage of that. We need to look after each other as well. And again, there is where that whole coaching process is very helpful, because we're not only learning to deal with ourselves, but also with those around us.
Yeah, absolutely. We are social creatures by nature, and one of the biggest loneliness has become an isolation has caused it's had a huge knock-on effect with an awful lot of people, and it's made it, when your personal life and your personal social life and relationships are disjointed, it makes work so much harder.
Yeah, but if you walk up to a group of people, there's 20 people in the room, and one of them is smiling, with whom are you going to associate yourself almost
Absolutely.
automatically? The person that is smiling, because you're looking for that positivity.
Yeah.
You're not going to go in a group where everybody is bitching and complaining about everything under the sun. No, we're always looking for some positivity in our world. So if we're able to get a handle on that, okay, yeah, I have this experience. How can I get the best out of it? Because all the experiences we have is not predominantly negative. I call it everything is a learning opportunity or an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
And man, does that change the way you face life every single day again. I had for a while, I had too, that I couldn't get up in the morning. I just had no motivation.
Yeah.
But if you change that mindset to a little bit more positive, oh man, there's a new world opens up. They say after rain comes sunshine. Well, it's exactly that. If we focus on the negative or we focus on the positive, but it's not easy. It's
No.
really not easy. Yeah, we get a shitload of things uh, over ourselves, and we get to deal with things every single day, and it's not easy. But as long as we can get something positive out of it, we're, life changes so dramatically or so positively. I'm doing a program right now as well called PQ, Positive Intelligence, where you always look at the positive side of life. So there's all kinds of exercises that you do where you're able to focus on one particular thing, subject, object at the time, and suddenly it's like you see things sharper, more color around you, more positivity around you. So there is so much available in the world right now in order to get a changed mindset. But we got to do the work as well. And that's what most people are afraid of, do the work in order to get more positive.
Yeah, I agree. You know, most people don't treat their mind like they treat their body. People take more care of their body than they do their mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's too bad actually, because if we take care of the mind takes care of the body as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's usually people. A lot of people have low self-esteem. They're insecure, things like that, and that guides them through life. Well, because of that, there are certain opportunities that you will miss. So we need to remain focused on that. And again, back to the social aspect of it all. If we are able to help one another, don't point the finger at somebody when they do something wrong so you can feel better. No,
Yeah.
point it down and say, how can we do this better? How can I help you do this better? How can you help me do things better? Then already right there, that first little step will change the whole world. And that's where we need to go. However, I feel, it's my personal opinion, that in this world, everything, how we live, is determined by media, especially social media nowadays.
Yes.
And that also has a huge effect on how we think, how we proceed. It's that mind matter once again. If you look at a washing soap commercial, it's always the slim, beautiful ladies. It's
Yes.
never the my neighbor who is has a few pounds extra. No, everything is determined. If you wash with this, you're gonna look like this. If you eat this, you're gonna look like this.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's not like that. We are
No,
we are
it's really not.
we are programmed by media, social media, TV, radio, you name it. We got to do this. We have to do it like that. But in my opinion, it looks like the world goes one step back every single day.
Yeah.
And we got to do something about it. We got to really do something about it. And I'm passionate about that.
It's a
I,
powerful medium, and it's the main source of information being passed around. The news on television and in the papers not as frequently utilized as the internet
yeah,
and
absolutely.
social media, and putting the right message out on a consistent basis, feeding people positive information.
Yeah. Yeah. Marketing works that way. If you hear
Absolutely.
27 times the same message, 99% chance you're going to buy that product of your, or you're going to do that activity, or you're going to do it in that way.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So why don't we use that to build positive things in our lives? Life is good. I mean, wherever we go, everything is there.
Yes.
How do we get that? I don't have the money. Well, get another job. But I hate my job. Well, do something that you love.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference. I love what I do and I do what I love. I'm passionate about my career, about my business, about the processes that I bring to my clients. And I love what I do and I do what I love. But that also helps you get up in the morning and say, I'm going to do some more positive things today. So once we get out of that rut, I call it, out of the hamster wheel, because it's a rat race. Once we are able to look outside of that, or step outside of that, even better, on life, the sun breaks down through the clouds.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, I know I know that you're extremely busy and you're working in quite a few different countries. So where are you currently working? Where have you got your projects running, and how much of an influence is it having there?
Well, my main office is based in Mexico,
Yeah.
but we're starting to open up offices in different parts of the world. Currently, I'm in the Netherlands, opening the office right there. We just got two more contracts here with a rail company and a construction company that see the same thing. The owner of the company and his management team, they're very open-minded. Also a reflection of the leadership, of course,
Yes.
and the mindset.
100%.
So they really see it. They're very in touch with their employees. If you're a truck operator, you can walk into the director's office, sit down and have coffee with them. So they understand that the human resource is their most valuable asset. So they've seen it. We're working also in Peru, opening up a new office there. There's a lot of people that see it, that want to be certified as coaches. There's several companies that have had some severe accidents, and they say, no, we need to improve that. Uh, it may cost something as well, because we want to take care of our people. We just closed a contract for the Dominican Republic, so we're really growing
Yeah.
significantly. That means that our message is the right one, because of course we all want to make a buck. We want to all get rich. Everybody dreams of getting rich and making money. And making money is all right. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm so passionate that people don't go home injured. Everybody
Yeah.
has the right to return back home. So wherever we do it, I don't mind. If I have to go to India, I'll do it in India. If I have to go to Africa, I'll do it in Africa. I've done it before and I'll do it again. And it is really hard work, because you're flying from here to there to there to there, and at some point you're really exhausted. You can sleep for a week, but that doesn't stop me from carrying on. So the world is literally my playground. We also present in several languages. We got currently 5 languages in operation in the business. So we're doing really well, but we're still far away from the 340 million that we want to attack.
Well, yeah, that's a sizable chunk to take down, isn't it? How has COVID affected your business with travel, etc.? Because you're all over the place. So
Yeah, when the COVID just came out, I was contracted to do a job in Spain, actually at a mining company. The first 2 months went really well, but I was working 7 days a week, and I said I need a break. So I took 2 weeks of vacation, went back to Mexico to rest a little bit, and then COVID hit hard. In the meantime, the 2 mining companies called me that they had a fatal accident inside their operations. They wanted me to come, but nobody could move.
yeah,
So people were laid off, the operations weren't functioning as they should. So for almost a year, my operations were at a standstill. So it was time to get into the savings and stay afloat.
yeah,
Not only has that cost a lot of revenue, but also cost a lot of time in helping other people grow in their world as well. When we were at this mining company in Spain, people actually came to me and said, "Man, I have my passion for my job back again." And then you know that you're doing
yeah.
the right thing with the right people. People start living again. People start enjoying life again. People go back to their families, smile, go out with the kids, give mama a hug, or vice versa. Um, you know that you're doing the right thing. But the COVID has cost so many people so much, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that is a lot of mental strain on everybody that is one way or another uh, involved in that. I'm sure that the pandemic has triggered increased mental health issues like grief, isolation, financial insecurities, and other challenges. So I think it has quadrupled or even worse in that sense. So thankfully, we're still afloat with our business despite the COVID.
Well, this, that's in many ways, it's quite an achievement to survive that on its own, really, without anything else. Because it's put a lot of businesses to the
Yeah,
side. A lot of them have had to cease trading, and it's a massive pressure especially when you're employing people.
yeah, and I think it's kind of a downward cycle as well because we talked about it before. People are social beings. So
Yeah,
suddenly you can't go out anymore. Everybody's confined to their own spaces in their house, in their apartment, or wherever they live at that moment. And if you already have some tough challenges with life, this doesn't help at all.
no, absolutely not. No.
So especially if you look at my business and most people's business, we're talking about employees. Employees are less happy, so you get a lesser service. So
Yeah,
it's like a vicious circle that just never ends. And we got to stand up on that. We got to really provide solutions for people to cope with the challenges that life throws at them.
yeah. It's a constant juggle, isn't it? Really curious now as to, because you've been very successful on the back of some difficult challenges.
Yeah.
Thinking about the kind of what are the key lessons that really stand out for you from what you've experienced working with, sitting in the crane with your dad, as your accident, working as a firefighter, and working in all these different industries that are essentially quite dangerous places to operate when people don't concentrate. So
Yeah.
what are the real standout things for you?
Life can be over in a fraction of a second. Your quality of life can be over in a fraction of a second. And life is too precious. If you look around, I look at little children. I love it. They're so innocent and they enjoy life so much. And if you imagine them 30 years down the road, how their life has changed, we, we need to live. We need to take life by the horns and get the best out of it every single day again. Um, grab every opportunity and make the best out of it. And I've also noticed that people with a more positive mentality aren't as susceptible for illnesses or bad luck.
Yeah,
So there's things in life that are so precious that we need to cherish that. We need to hold on to that. We need to expand on that. And once we get that spiral turned upside down, that hey, there is positivity, and the world is going to look like a different place. If you arrive at an accident scene where just 11 people have died because of the collision, and you start thinking, how is this possible? Who made the decision?
yeah,
Who made a bad decision that affected so many people? Now, if you look at those 11, they all have families, boyfriends, girlfriends, uncles, mom and dad, brother, sister. It affects such a large group of people, a whole community.
yeah.
And that's why I think we need to grab the positivity out of life. We need to look at the positive things, not focus on the negative things. One negative thing can eliminate 10 positive things. So if we turn that around and grab one positive, it'll bring more positive. I've looked a little bit at the law of attraction as well. And
Okay.
even though I don't think that's really something for me, but I think it works. If you think negative, you attract negative. If you think positive, positive will come your way. So if you do positive, positive things will happen to you as well. And that's
Yeah.
one of the main things that I've learned out of life. Don't just do it because somebody says you have to do it. Do it the best you can, and then see what the results are. And
Yes.
don't take life for granted. Don't take anything or anybody for granted. If you love someone, make sure they know you love them, because you get more love back. And it's with everything in life, because suddenly, because of the decision, somebody is angry. Mom and dad are in an accident or in a fight. Dad runs out of the house, gets in the vehicle, is still angry, boom, goes into traffic, causes an accident.
Yeah.
Our mental state, which has a huge impact. And that is what I learned out of all my experiences. Be careful and look at the bright side of life. I believe there's even a song about that coming from the UK. Look at the bright side of life.
Yes. Monty Python.
Yeah.
The Life of Brian.
So, but that's what I learned. Life can be gone in a flash. So
Yeah.
live to the max every single day again, because a moment not lived is a moment that you never get back.
Yeah. It's so true. I know I watched it's like an interview with Will Smith.
Okay, yeah.
And he was saying, you know, how he overcame that. He had quite a turbulent childhood with his father. His father was very not around a lot when he was quite abusive to him and his mother, etc. And he said that's why now, and after his father died, he got kind of overcame that by talk when his father was in hospital dying. They kind of talked it out and smoothed it out. But he said, you know, make every time you tell someone that you love them, mean it. When you hug somebody and say goodbye, mean it.
Yeah.
Because it might be the last time you get to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad but true.
It is true. You know, you said, you know, life can end in a heartbeat. Your life can change in a heartbeat, and it's just. And I yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. What you put out, you get back.
Absolutely. What you invest comes back in multiples.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not a religious man, although I believe that there is a God. And I've also read the Bible. And in the Bible, it says, God will never give you more than you can handle. So don't take on more than you can handle, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You know, get the positive out of life. If there is a problem and you can't solve it, why stress over it? You can't solve it. If there is a problem and you can solve it, why stress over it? You can solve it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of the mindset that we need to adopt one way or another, because there's so much good around us.
There is huge amount. We've got to figure out what our threshold is for the rubbish, so that we know when to throw it out.
Yeah, but people nowadays need a little bit help.
Yes.
And that's why I am in the business that I am in. People at all levels. My programs are divided in 4 different levels, from executive level, management level, leadership level, and the operational level, because people do need a little bit help, and it's no shame to ask for help.
No.
I believe that you're very brave and very intelligent if you ask for help if you need it. And I think that's another cliche that we need to get out of people's minds. You don't have to do it alone. We all
No.
need the helping hand once in a while. We all need that hug once in a while. We also almost always need a few encouraging words. We're no different. Yeah. Nobody is different.
No, absolutely. You know, I mean, coming from, like you, as a firefighter, I come from a military background, and can't do the job on your own. It takes a team of people with their all with their specialities to be able to do the job,
Yeah,
get it
absolutely.
done. So it's
It's,
people need
it's,
to,
it's interesting.
and I think this isolation possibly has had a detrimental effect on that side of things, where people have had to work alone and are less reliant on other people and becoming more reluctant to ask for help in a lot of ways, I think.
Yeah, because we're forced in a corner that we
Yeah.
actually don't want to be. But as the human being, we adapt and think that this is the new modern. We
Yeah.
accept it for what it is, but it's not like that. We need to get out of our cubicles. We need to get out of our living room. And now that we have changed rules on the whole Corona thing, we don't have to wear the mouthpieces all day long. Everything has changed. We're a little bit more social. Get out.
Yeah.
Go for a walk. Go for a walk around the block. Say hello to your neighbors. Long time no see, but we're still here. Do something nice. Do enjoy the little things again. Take
Yes.
a walk. Take a bike ride. Go somewhere. Do something.
Anything.
Anything. But be nice and smile to the people around you. You know, that will help us so much. That the mind is such a powerful thing. If we don't take care of it, it destroys.
It does. It does. We have the kind of a natural gravitation towards negative thinking if we don't take charge of it.
Yeah, but people get so scared nowadays. I mean, you have the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, name it, email. We still have WhatsApp, Viber, or something. So a message comes in, everybody looks at their telephone.
Yeah.
We're sitting in groups, everybody sits with their telephone, scared that a message will come in, because then they have to respond, and they have to respond as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Once that message in response is sent, we relax a little bit. That's what the world has come to. I rather come to you. Hey Simon, what are you doing? I come to you. I need to talk to you, or I want to talk to you. Let's go have a coffee. It's a lot more fun. And you get to shake hands, you get to give a hug, you get to spend some quality time together. That's worth more than a million WhatsApp messages or whatever works.
Yes.
It's and that's the direction that we're going. The technology is a marvelous thing, but I think it also pushes us in a corner where we don't really want to be. So I think
Yes.
again, it's our mindset that forces us in those directions, but not only our own mindset. There is so many mind games being played all around the world, in politics, in religion, in the news, and
It's never
everything.
ending.
Yeah, it's never ending, and it's getting worse every single day. That's why the world needs people like coaches. That's why people need the immediate care process, for example, because that helps them really get a new grip on life. Set goals for yourself. Look for the opportunities. Grow. Learn how to deal with the traumas or the negative side of life, and start building something positive.
Yeah.
You see it now with the war in Ukraine. The whole world is rallying in support. And why don't we do this every day?
I know. Why didn't we do it before? Why
Yeah,
did it take, thousands of people to have died
why,
for
why
this to
do we?
happen?
Yeah, why do we need a war for this to happen? We need to do this every day. We need to support everybody every day. We need to stand by each other. Give positivity, not negativity.
Yeah.
Somebody, like I said before, if somebody does something wrong, find a way to help them fix it. Do it better. Don't crucify them because they did something wrong. But it's easier that way, because our mental state says, if I tell you how wrong you did it, I feel better about myself.
Yeah.
And we can't go on like that, and it's that downward spiral that we need to turn upside down.
It's madness, isn't it?
It's madness, unfortunately. So I will remain passionate. I can't fix the whole problem all by myself, and thankfully there is more and more people standing up around us, as coaches, as therapists, as mentors, as counselors to help people in those difficult times.
Yeah,
But we cannot stop doing that. We need more and not less.
100%. You know, I was told a long time ago, if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough at life, you're not putting enough effort into it, you're not exploring enough.
That's right. That's right.
And there's in NLP, there's an expression that says that it's not failure, it's just feedback. You just figured out one way it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
It is, absolutely. You know, and I can hand on heart say that, to coin another phrase, my life is filled with a long line of heroic fuck ups.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
It's great. It's great. And I hope I continue to keep doing that. And I think everybody else should do it more. Just go out and embrace that childlike curiosity we had when we were little that gets hammered out of us when we go through school.
We were curious about everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm more like that now. I've gone backwards in that respect, which I'm delighted with. And I think everyone should.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
You're the same.
I'm the same. I'm always curious. I'm always ready to learn new things. If something is unclear, I was watching a program, Hell's Kitchen, and they were talking about squab. I had no idea what it was, so now I know. It's a bird.
Excellent.
But that's that curiosity. We need to know. There's so much to learn. There's so much to know. There's so much opportunity in life still.
Yeah, the world's an amazing place.
It's
so much to see and learn. And people, human beings, generally, typically, are really nice to speak to.
Yeah. I encourage people that are actually listening to this podcast, go take a walk and say hello in the nicest way possible to everybody you encounter in that little walk.
Yeah.
And see what you get out of it. Regularly, I take a walk with my girlfriend, and we always say hello to everybody. And people are surprised that they are greeted in a way. It's amazing. So everybody is focused in their own little world, and you say hello, and then they it's like shock therapy. They just wake up and say, "Oh, somebody was friendly to me."
Yes.
So it is possible, and pass it on. If something positive happens, pass it on. You get only more positivity out of it.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I cannot argue with that.
And it's all around the world. I've been in 64 different countries, and it's everywhere the same. Independent of richness of the people or the color of their skin or the language that they speak, it's the same everywhere. So you say hello to anybody in the Netherlands, and they will respond. That's in Dutch. You say hola to somebody in North or South America, they will respond. Everybody would like to have a little touch of positivity.
Yes.
So why don't we practice that more? Why do we ignore people? Most people don't even know who their neighbors are nowadays because we have no contact. Fuck, invite them over for a barbecue.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I made some spaghetti. Do you guys want some? I mean, have a look what the impact of that is. It changes everything, man. Our mind changes everything.
Absolutely. And the thing, what people need to know and to learn and accept and understand is that they are in control of their mind.
Yeah,
we have the ability to control it.
absolutely. It's like a computer. It has a brain in there as well. It's a nice body, the computer, but it's a brain that operates it. And we program the brain. Well, it's the same with our own body and mind. We program our brain. We're influenced by our surroundings, our family, our friends, the sport clubs, the media, and the school that we go to. Everything influences our way of thinking. But from a young age, I learned this is not my way. And I fought against it ever since I could walk because I was not in agreement, always looking for something different. If you tell me something, I'll check it out before I believe you. And that changes. So you program your own mind. if you believe the crap that everybody tells you, you're gonna go in that same direction.
Yeah. Yes, it's very true. So what's next for you? Where are you going next? What are you working on next?
Well, I have to go back to Mexico, take care of some business there. I got some clients that are want some new proposals. I'm setting up the new office in Peru for the coaching certification, and I have a list of potential clients that want to work with me. And on the other hand, I want the immediate care process to go viral. So those are the things that are high on my agenda. The immediate care process needs to go global. I'll bring it out in 100 different languages if it needs to, because we really need to make the world a better place, and I will do whatever I can. So first on my list is my projects for coaching and integrated management system. And after that, it's the immediate care process that really have high priority on my agenda. And like I said, it's to make a buck, but also to help people live better lives. And
Yeah.
it can be done. It can be done.
Yes, it can. No question.
So that's kind of my priorities, my story.
So what's a kind of a nice piece of wisdom from your experience that what lesson would you want to share with people as a tip and some advice for dealing with life at the moment, because it's fairly turbulent in this world?
Yeah, one of the advices that I would give anybody that is willing to listen to it is seek the help you deserve. Seek the help you deserve.
Nice.
And there is lots of that available. It doesn't make you a coward. It doesn't make you a dummy. In my books, it makes you a hero if you have the balls to ask for help and make your life better livable. Secondly, find the right programs. Do a little test on yourself. Where am I? What am I doing? There's great exercises for that. There's all kinds of evaluations you can take, even online. Some of them are even free, but get a snapshot of your life. And once you have the snapshot, determine that is the point of departure for the rest of your life. Don't say, I accept this. This is the way it is. Take that snapshot, set your goals. Where do you want to be? And develop your plan on how to get there. And don't be afraid.
Nice. Great advice. Great advice. So where can people find more out about you? I'll put this in the description for the video anyway, but how can people get in touch with you if they want to get in touch?
My website is vanderwalconsulting.net. I will send you the information. Also, just look on the internet, type in my name, Marcel Vanderwal, and you'll find me. But the main thing is the vanderwalconsulting.net. I'm also affiliated with the IBCI as the new global vice president at some point. And also, I'm a good friend of yourself. So if you know how to contact Simon Marion, then you can also get a hold of me.
Yeah, I'll gladly share. Don't worry.
So,
and I'm for what with what you do, and I'm 100% certain that there are so many businesses and industries within the UK that can absolutely benefit from what you have to offer. Not only the content, but in how it's delivered. So there are many companies that need to get in touch with you.
Yeah, well, if anybody knows how to put me in front of these companies, please do contact me. If you want to participate in that process, you're also welcome. If you want to become a coach one way or another, also welcome, especially if we're going to work together. So there's all kinds of opportunities that we together can find.
Excellent. Well, all those details, you send them over to me and I'll put them in the video description and on my website, so that they can people can access whatever they need to and get in touch with you. Hey Marcel, listen, thanks mate for coming to chat on the podcast today.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the invite. It was truly a pleasure. Really have a nice conversation of what's actually happening in the world and what I do and how we can actually help people. You know,
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of you. So thanks for the invite, and let's be in touch. Let's connect soon again.
Yes, indeed. Well, we have lots to talk about, so we've got a lot of work to do.
Thanks a lot, my friend.
You take care. Well, we shall catch up again soon. Cheers.
Cheers.